There's a lot to talk about in the Champions League today. They gave us some amazing matches. Barcelona versus PSG was pumping with heat. PSG versus Liverpool was outstanding. And then obviously we have thrashings from Napoli, Atletico Madrid, and many other teams. So let's get right to it. If by any means you're interested in cheap, reliable footballing kits, be sure to check out Antigua. Links are going to be in the description down below. They provide worldwide coverage, which is one of the best things I can recommend about them, as well as secure payment options to ensure that you get the best service possible. You get the deal, you know the drill, but now let's get right into it. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here, welcome back to another video here on our channel. If you're new, welcome to our channel. We primarily focus on Barcelona, but we also talk about the main events that happen around the world of football. So if you don't want to miss out, then subscribe. The very first thing that we're going to take a look in here today is obviously going to be the game against PSG versus Liverpool. I'm also going to go in depth between Spurs and Inter because those were certainly the biggest matches. But just before doing that, let's cover all the other games that happened in today's match day. In Group A, we had Atletico Madrid beating at home at the Wanda Metropolitano 2-0 AS Monaco. A Monaco where, to be honest with you guys, I don't know how I can explain it actually, because I feel very bad for Thierry Henry right now. The situation of that Monaco team is someone very, very bad. But I gotta be honest with you, I did predict that something like that was gonna happen this season. They sold just too many players, and obviously they're in a process of rebuilding. This reminds me a lot of that Dortmund team, for instance, of the last, two seasons. They were in a low level, and now you can see right now how they're banging in like goals, how they're outstanding. Their form is impressive. So Monaco fans, just wait, because you're a club that obviously works by phases, by generations. This generation is gone. You just gotta wait for these new young players to come in, and then I promise you, you will be good. I mean, I was just talking about Dortmund, but they drew at home against Club Brugge, a Brugge that were like, let's defend as back as possible as we can. They had 5 shots, I think, 0 of them on target, but Dortmund had like 12. So yeah, Dortmund were like banging in, knocking on Club Brugge's door, trying to break it down, and they couldn't. So that actually deals a very big problem for Dortmund. It's actually a draw that's really gonna complicate them for the next match day, because Dortmund, if I'm not wrong, will most probably play Monaco. I think they will play Monaco in the final match day. They already played Atletico Madrid. Let me see. Yeah, they're gonna be playing Monaco away. So if Atletico Madrid get the win against Club Brugge, then Dortmund they have no way of basically reaching first. Where, in all honesty, they should have been able to, because that side of Dortmund is really, really good. So this draw complicates up and changes the spectrum of Group A, now with Atletico Madrid leading up at the first one, and then Dortmund being the second team on the rankings. In Group B, we saw Barcelona beating 2-1 PSV, a PSV side which could have taken the win. I'm not going to go too in-depth on this one because already I made a review. We're mainly Barcelona channel, like I said, so you can find my review somewhere around here. The other game basically that happened was Spurs versus Inter, and that's going to be a must-watch game because Spurs got the win against Inter at Wembley in the 80th minute with a goal of Christian Eriksen, meaning that Spurs are still in the race to try and get, obviously, a qualification for the knockout stages. To try and do that, they will need to beat Barcelona in the Camp Nou. They will need to try and get those 3 points, which is going to be hard. The Camp Nou is a very difficult place to go to, but this season, honestly, coming from a Barcelona fan, like I say, it may be easier than expected. So in that sense, Spurs certainly are going to try all to get that win. They're going to need their best Kane, they're going to need their best Eriksen, Lamela. Oof, Lamela has been playing really, really good this season. So yep, I would have taken all my players there and try to get a win against Barcelona. It was a game when, in all honesty, Spurs showed a lot of resilience, and that is something which I praise a lot in teams, and Spurs, to be honest with you, are probably one of the most endured or hardened team. I think hardened is the best word for here. Are one of the most hardened teams in Europe. In Group C, we also saw an outstanding game between PSG and Liverpool that resulted in the French beating the English by 2-1. It was a very, very tense, open game from the get-go, but I cannot really say that it was even, because to be honest with you, Liverpool only had one attempt on target. Only one clear-cut attempt on target. Only one. They had one with Salah, with Roberto Firmino, with Mane, with people in midfield like Milner. Which Milner, he deserved a video on its entirety, because I don't know what is he drinking, but his performances this season has been of a top 10 best players in the world, really, to be honest with you. His endurance, stamina, everything are just outstanding. And I don't know how it was a free. It's still a free transfer for Liverpool. And at 31, 32, James Milner might have right now, he's putting in performances like if he was like 20. So very good, James Milner, very good. I was really impressed. Like, he made me go, wow, not because of flickery, not because of his skills or anything, but just because of the way he gave it all. And for me, that's most important. That's the most important thing in football. And basically, the best way to explain this for me is that I think Liverpool felt a little bit kind of like pressured by what it means to play, obviously, against PSG. When you're a team and you go there and you try to face off, obviously, against a team like Mbappe, Neymar, Cavani, PSG, Buffon, all of those players, Thiago Silva, it can be a little bit hard. It can be hard. And I feel that they felt that pressure. They really felt it, Liverpool. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Liverpool got to the final. I've watched them in their best game last season against Manchester City, beating them 3-0 at Anfield. I was sitting in the stands in that game. And I will be lying to you if I didn't shout the goals of Liverpool. I like Liverpool. They're a really fascinating team and entertaining team to watch. I think that they feel a little bit the same way, because I don't see the attitude in the eyes of those Liverpool players saying like, we reached the final of the Champions League team. We are one of the best teams in Europe. I don't see that. I don't really see that. And they should believe it a little bit more. Because Liverpool, to be honest with you, they are a really, really, really good team. The best team Jurgen Klopp has made by far. And that Dortmund team that won the Bundesliga was also outstanding. I really believe that this is the best team Klopp has had. And I do believe that Liverpool are in the top 5 team right now in Europe. And they should be believing that a little bit more. They really should. Because in this game, they just didn't look up to it. They got overrun in midfield. Taking into account they played with 4 attackers, Paris Saint-Germain, Cavani, Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria. The defending was awful. The clearances as well. And Alisson, which was outstanding. But in some instances, it was just all fell down. Those moments where you just turn off, that's where PSG punished them. Juan Bernat, from a rebound, just got the goal. Nobody was defending the guy. Joe Gomez could have done a little bit more to get there. It was just very disappointing to see, which a team, like I said before, could do a little bit more. And it leads me perfectly into a lot of criticism that is following on Neymar now, because apparently his flick was disrespectful. You know, his overhead flick that he did at the end against Shaqiri. What's that all about? Like, I mean, if I was Neymar and I had that ability, I will do that all the time. If it works, fine, it works. So just raise your hand up and be like, oh my god, Neymar is amazing. Like, I didn't think, obviously all the stadium were shouting because they are PSG fans, but even the commentator was like, oh my god, Neymar, oh my god, what a piece of skill from Neymar Jr. Kids, if you're watching this in live TV, then you keep trying it at school, because it means that you can still do it in the biggest games of the Champions League. Like, it was something so like amazing to see. I enjoyed. If you didn't, then I don't know what you are. Football is about entertainment, football is about show, and Neymar gives you that, and that's why he's one of my most favorite players. I still agree that he may be a douche, he may be an asshole, he may be really stupid, but in this sense, let the guy do his thing. Like, I mean, they won fairly against Liverpool. Once again, a Liverpool side which should probably also beat PSG. They have the ability in them to beat PSG, but PSG just were much better than them. And with that, Liverpool really dug themselves into a hole, because Napoli got a 3-1 win over Red Star at home, meaning that now Liverpool are gonna be on real struggle. They're gonna be trying to get a win against a Napoli at Anfield, which could happen. But Ancelotti has made Napoli a really hard team to beat. So in that sense, I don't think Liverpool's history here is over. They obviously have a chance, but it's going to be hard. So Liverpool must really put them all in that game against Napoli, because just a draw would see Napoli go through. And Liverpool eliminated. On the other hand, PSG has to still go to Red Star Belgrade, get the win there. Belgrade could do something there, because Belgrade still hasn't been beaten at home. So Who knows? But if there's a team to do it, it's probably PSG, you know? And then finally, something which I don't think is actually going to change the spectrum of Group D that much. Porto beat Schalke at the Stadio do Dragao 3-1, and then Lokomotiv Moscow beat 2-0 Galatasaray, meaning that... Was it 2-0? Yeah, 2-0 Galatasaray, also at home. So that basically remains the group the same. It's still Porto top, it's still Schalke second, but in all fairness, there are some good teams there. Like Schalke and Porto are good contenders for the knockout stages. So hopefully guys you have enjoyed this quick roundup of everything that has happened in the Champions League and my opinion on them. And basically that's going to be it for right now. If you are interested in watching a more in-depth review of what happened between PSV and Barcelona, be sure to check it out right here. And that's basically going to be it for today. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.